Weird Audio Tales. Classic tales that inspire the creation of artwork and thought. Video 1. The drawing on the left was inspired by the following classic tale, taken from an edition of Mystery Comics Digest. Monster of the Frankenstein. Frankenstein, written by Mary Shelley in 1816, is the most famous horror story ever written. But few people realize that a terrible monster once haunted the village of Niederbeyerbach in Germany, which neighbored the ominous castle of the Frankenstein. Father, you can't let them do this to me, your own daughter. Forgive me, Anne Mary, but there is no other way. Please try to understand. The monster that has taken possession of the Frankenstein has been terrifying the whole village every night. Every night he claims new victims, but he has sworn to leave us alone if we sacrifice to him our most beautiful maiden. Anne Mary struggled to free herself from the angry mob. Let's do this quickly, and pray that we're successful in our efforts. The ancient door slammed before her, and she was bolted in from without. Let me out, please, I beg you. Please don't leave me in here. You did the right thing, mine heir. If not for your sacrifice, think of how many more lives would have been taken by that ogre. But Herr Enriques, she was my daughter. Now all we can do is wait, and pray that what we have done will not be in vain. As the villagers waited outside the Frankenstein castle, Anne Mary heard the thumping of the monster. That sound! Someone is in here with me. The ponderous footsteps then became louder. The thing in the castle was coming nearer. That shadow! That awful shadow! The monster of the Frankenstein kept its word and did not take another human life. Then one day, Knight George, the rightful baron of the castle, rode through Niederbeyerbach toward his home after completing a mission in another land. That's odd. My people have never looked so sad before. Has some tragedy happened during my absence? You, Forester, why are there no smiling faces in my village? Something terrible has happened, my lord, and our souls feel pain. While you were gone, a man-eating monster killed all your family and took possession of your castle. I was forced to sacrifice my daughter to appease the fiend. What? My family dead? And you sacrificed your own daughter? Why didn't you fight against this so-called monster? Do not be angry, Herr Baron. The monster of the castle cannot be destroyed by mortal men. Its very claws inflict a deadly poison into the flesh of its victims, and we were afraid. My family gone? A beautiful maiden sacrificed? This must not go on another day. If my people will not help me, I'll slay the monster myself. Knight George rides off to save us, a village of cowards. I pray that his strength matches his courage. Knight George no longer considered the danger. There were lives to be avenged, honor to be maintained, a castle to be regained, and a man-eating monster to be slain. The Frankenstein, my castle, my rightful castle. Soon I shall see what kind of monster has seized it while I was away. The stalwart knight unlocked the door of the castle and let it creak open. Now to learn if this invincible monster is immune to cold steel. Ugh, human skeletons. Surely this ogre is a man-eater. He's picked these bones clean. But he'll not devour this night. Huh? Sounds like footsteps. Heavy, lumbering footsteps. The monster of the Frankenstein. Knight George raised his sword, but the creature was used to human adversaries, so he instinctively lashed out. My knee! Hands that could squeeze the life from a bull encircled George's neck. So you tried to destroy me. But the knight was almost mad with rage, and with madness came incredible vitality. Ugh, you cut me, caused me pain. For that you must die like the others. But before the monster could act, George wielded his sword. It's all over, but my knee is on fire. I've been wounded by that fiend's poisonous claws. Shortly afterward, in the village of Niederbeerbach, look, Knight George returns from the castle. The monster of the Frankenstein has been slain. The Baron is dead. While destroying the monster, The Baron is dead. While destroying the monster, he was mortally wounded. He must be buried in a place of honor befitting his creeds and rank. The Baron is dead. The Baron is dead while destroying the monster. He must be mortally wounded. The Baron is dead. The Baron is dead while destroying the monster. He was mortally wounded. He must be buried in a place of honor befitting his deeds and rank. The castle exists to this day amid the natural splendor east of the Rhine River. The ruins have been restored, and the castle now serves as a hotel. And in the choir of the church of Niederbeerbach, as a source of interest to tourists, is the actual tomb of Knight George, the heroic slayer of the monster of the Frankenstein, believe it or not. So stay tuned for more inspirational drawings brought to you by the great classics and hearing the narration of those classics. And every eBay purchase comes with a random print from the drawings from the classics that we're going to be talking about.